part of the election coverage by the federal. We are traveling across Tamil Nadu. Currently, we are in Tirunelveli. We are joined by DMK Deputy General Secretary Ms. Kanimuri. She just campaigned in Gangaikondan. Hello, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Fine, how are you?
So, how is the election response on ground? Your party leader, N.K. Stalin, has promised that he would win over 200 seats. So, where does this confidence come from?
From the people, of course, because our schemes have reached the people, and we are quite proud of the good governance. I think that is where his confidence comes from.
Okay. So, how do you see the response on ground? Do people reflect on those promises? Do they feel very happy about what promised in the manifesto has come to real?
Yes, of course. When you mention that in the campaign, there is a very good response, and you can see happy faces. So that is a true reflection of good governance and poll promises which have been delivered. And also that has given a confidence to the people that if we promise something, it will be delivered. And so today, whatever we have promised in our manifesto, if we come back to power, people are eagerly waiting for that.
You mentioned about the current manifesto, the 2026 manifesto. You had a big challenge of finding schemes which were new, which should be new,
Yes.
and Stalin would implement everything which is promised in the manifesto. How difficult was it to frame the manifesto?
No, because he had delivered much more than what was promised in the 21 manifesto. It was a challenge. They'd actually reached out to every possible sector, and they'd even started delivering rations to homes, medicines to homes. Education was taken to homes. When a government is reaching out so much to the people, then it is very difficult to think of schemes which. One good thing we did was we went to the people, took their ideas, their opinions, listened to them, and we made the manifesto.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, in the past scenario, in the past elections in the 1977, MGR split DMK, and in 2006, Vijaykanth became a new factor. In both these elections, political analysts say the big en-masse of young voters helped these parties to get more votes. So, how do you look at the current scenario when, based on this analysis, Vijay has become a new factor in this election? Do you think he would take away the young voters?
You cannot compare 77 and MGR with any other leader because he comes from a very strong political background. He was a part of the DMK. He was and his fan clubs and the party were together. There was no distinction between that.
And they were much more
They
matured, I think.
no, they were very politically aware also, and so that cannot be compared with anybody else. And of course, when Mr. Vijaykanth came into politics, he did not see the same success which was seen previously, and but still. He stood for a lot of things which people could connect with. But today, when we talk about TVK, we don't know what the party stands for. And we haven't seen, I've been traveling across the state and I haven't seen the party workers in the field. And the leader also,
Appears in hologram.
no, no, and
Actually, they are using hologram for campaign.
Yes,
The candidates are using, mannequins and even hologram to campaign because his leader could not come on ground.
Yeah, I saw the holograms and I thought very interesting.
Ma'am, so do you really rule out the threat of TVK that will challenge DMK? Because every time Vijay campaigns, he says it's just the contest is between two parties of DMK and TVK.
Anybody who is in the field there has to say they are opposing the DMK so that they become relevant.
Ma'am, many of your supporters this time said you would be contesting, and there was a big expectation. Did you really consider that? Did you really want to contest in the state?
Were people saying that I should contest, but I think it finally the party is larger than everybody.
Okay. Because the opposition parties are saying that you have
No,
been
I mean,
denied the
no,
seat.
I think what the leader decides is the most important decision.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, how about gelling of the alliance partners on ground? Because still we could see many Congress and the BCK supporters, the cadres, they are not gelling well on ground. Do you see that kind of?
No,
Uh,
I don't think so because this is a long-term relationship and they have worked together on many elections and I don't think because from what I see in the field, I don't think there's any discord or issues.
Okay, ma'am, you have been you had traveled right from your childhood with your father, Kalinger Karnanidhi, and you have seen his campaigns, public meetings. So, do you take any lessons from that? Do you apply those style of campaigning in your campaigns?
I don't know if maybe I'm not doing anything consciously to copy him, but yes, there might be things which I have observed and imbibed without realizing. But of course, we've all learned a lot from him, and by traveling with him, with the way he interacts with people, and I think. He always loved to be with people, and I think I also feel very refreshed and happy to be with people.
Do you any chance? Do you ever go back and check out how he campaigned? What were his speeches? Do you take any notes, references?
Not like that. Yeah, now I think with the social media and people may share a lot of his old speeches, and you get to see that.
And many of them stay still relevant, very
Yes,
relevant.
yes,
I think that's the magic of Kalinga.
yes,
Okay.
very relevant and. Yeah, I think he has set the path for all of us in many ways. And he's always been a person who understood the times and the people. He's seen many generations, but he was always a person who could renew himself and he had the core ideology intact, but always he was a new and fresh person to interact with.
Okay. Ma'am, how about this 8,000 coupon scheme in the manifesto? Whenever you address, we have covered couple of your campaigns, and when you mentioned about that coupon scheme, even in some places, people themselves ask you to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, how did you arrive on that 8,000 coupon scheme?
See, people had different expectations. And we wanted to do something because when a family which is not got, it doesn't come from a privileged, financially privileged background, then with the finances they have to choose what they have to buy. And not many families are prepared to invest to reduce a woman's labor at home. So we wanted to give something which would do that to the women here. And there were different suggestions. So this is the best way, like allowing them to choose what they want.
Okay.
I mean, whatever cuts down their endless hours of work
Yeah.
and which they prefer is what we wanted to give.
Ma'am, you were a poet. You are still a poet. Do you miss writing? Because now you invest almost every second into politics, and you are one of the senior most leaders in across country. You make waves when you talk about the issues related to women, all that. So, do you miss writing? Do you miss your poems?
Yes.
Your inner voice.
Yes, I do. I miss it a lot.
Do you
Yeah,
have
I
a,
hope I can go back. And yeah, I think it's not the time because my father always wrote in spite of his busy schedules. But I think it's a state of the mind. I think I can go back, hope I can go back to that.
because I think in 97 or so there was one conference. He was even during his chief minister stint, he used to be the judge for the literary events.
Yes, yes.
And he used to be very active, participating in all those things very actively. So do you would like to try that?
No, I've never been part of the Kavirangam kind of poetry. I've always preferred to write my poetry, and yeah, I like to go back to writing. I mean, I hope I can start writing more.
Okay, so you penned the production with Jayashree on the
Silappatikaram.
Silappadigaram. So you have any other plans?
Actually, somebody else has approached me, a very renowned musician, to try a different version of Silappadigaram. I might take it up and or maybe try something else.
Okay, ma'am. About the your campaign messages. Often DMK leaders mention about the two importance of the two language policy, opposition to the Hindi imposition. And do you think these campaign messages are still relevant? Do you think youngsters are attracted by these campaigns?
Definitely, I think language is still very precious and very close to everybody's heart. We are who we are, and our identity comes from our language. So when somebody tries to impose something else in this place of your language, definitely it means that people will resist it. And I find that youngsters these days, I mean, you can see it on social media also, are very strongly responding to it. I mean,
Okay.
much more stronger than what I expected also.
Mm.
Even students or people who have not had the opportunity to be very fluent in their mother tongue are, it's just not in Tamil Nadu alone. I mean, it's nice to see even in other states, they are responding very strongly. The states, especially which even have the three language policy, they are responding to it.
Ma'am, do you think still those arguments are relevant for the Avenue campaign among the youth? Do you see the relevance of language issues?
Yes, I do see that they do connect, and even the exams which are held by the union government, it is only in English or in Hindi, and it gives an undue advantage to Hindi students from the Hindi speaking states. And time and again, we've been protesting and talking about it in Parliament, and there have been changes, but I think a lot more has to come.
Okay. Ma'am, what's your perspective about spending for the elections? Though the legal, the sanction by the election commission is around 40 lakhs, do you think that's fair or that's being spent on ground? Do you think the elections have become very costly these days? Because many analysts say Tamil Nadu elections are quite costly.
Definitely think it goes against democracy when elections become very expensive, and if it's going to become for only people who comes from for people who come from privilege. That has to definitely change.
Okay. Ma'am, many people suggest that, the opposition parties, everybody say that you deserve a lot more space in your party. How do you look at that? Do you think your position is being threatened by Udaynidhi factor?
I don't think I can be threatened by anything, and the work I do is, and the space I get is also because of the leadership. Today, I'm campaigning across the state. If the leadership does not want it, I don't think I would be able to do that. I have a very comfortable relationship with my brother, the leader of our party. So I don't think I feel constrained.